Welcome, everyone, and thank you for joining us for our annual Health and Wellness Expo hosted by Campus Recreation. We are so thankful for our presenter today and for you for joining us today. We encourage you to attend as many sessions as you'd like, and I will put in our chat in a few minutes the link to our website with the full schedule. We have about 4 sessions left today. The more you attend, the greater your chances of winning either a t-shirt or water bottle. So everyone who attends will be entered into our raffle. You will be emailed if you are a winner. A couple of items before we get started. This session is being recorded and you will be able to refer back to it. So we will have it on our website by next Wednesday, April 21st. And then also to please keep yourself muted during the presentation unless you are directed otherwise. We encourage you to use the chat for questions or comments. And now I'd like to introduce to you our presenter today, Melissa Eaton. Melissa has been the campus dietitian with gourmet dining at Rowan University for 5.5 years. She completed her Master of Arts degree from Rowan in 2018, and Melissa started as an adjunct for Rowan's Health and Exercise Science Department in spring 2020. So Melissa, I will hand it over to you.
Sounds great. Thank you so much. I'm just going to share my screen now. All right. So hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. This session is overall going to give you kind of some ins and outs of my role, but also what's available to you on campus. Assuming you're a student, if you're on campus or off campus, I'm a free resource to all students. So hopefully you do get something out of this session, might learn something new that you didn't know about dining or about my role in the wellness programming we have on campus. As we focus on the whole Rowan Thrive initiative, I strongly do believe that in order to thrive on campus, you need to understand and be aware of the campus resources. So I took this as an opportunity to share from my perspective with gourmet dining what we have to offer to the students. So today we'll review my role as a dietitian on campus, how we handle dietary accommodations, whether you have a food allergy, maybe you're a picky eater, maybe you don't like certain foods. Again, I'm here to work with you no matter what your dietary accommodation is. And then lastly, just the wellness programming, things that you might not know that we offer, that we really try to engage with students to have fun and in the end, have you learn something from it as well. All right. So just a little bit more about my specific role. I am on Rowan's campus full time, typically Monday through Friday. Occasionally you'll see me on the weekends at certain events. Whether it's Welcome Back Weekend in September with freshmen and parents, or any other, I think Homecoming's another one where there's weekend events. So again, I'm here on and off on the weekends as well. But aside from that, I do one-on-one and group consultations, wide-ranging, trying to reach a lot of different students. We'll deal with athletes with sports nutrition, students that want to know how to eat better on campus. You know, there's that stigma around that freshman 15 or, you know, the concerns of there's nothing healthy to eat on campus. And I'm the advocate to show you that there certainly are. It's just knowing how to find those options. So I do also work closely with students with food allergies. That's actually a really big role of mine. So when I started almost 6 years ago, going back to 2015, that was a surprise to me, coming onto a college campus and realizing that dietary concerns such as food allergies is very prevalent and it's alarming. So I do work closely with parents and students with that. I also work with our culinary team to develop menus. So I have students reaching out, whether it's vegan or vegetarian options, or maybe you're hoping to see a different type of food item that you haven't seen on our menus. I encourage students to reach out to me because I'm your advocate. I can push for those options. Granted that they are reasonable, but again, I'm here to work with the students. And then lastly, I do tours of the dining facilities. So, you know, just an example like this, I'm going to kind of walk through some of our dining options, but if you wanted to see it in person, you would just have to send me an email and we would coordinate a day to get together and I can show you around the dining area so you kind of see the ins and outs of everything that we offer. So I am really proud to say that we really try to accommodate a wide-ranging students with dietary accommodations. I'm going to dive into that a little deeper just in this section. So again, this is only a small portion of the presentation. So if you don't have a food allergy, hang in tight. Hopefully an up and coming part of the presentation may appeal to you. But if you do have an allergy, know that we really do care. And that's, again, why I'm here on campus. So it's a case-by-case basis. What is nice, I'm very thankful that we have 2 allergen-friendly stations on campus. We'll get into those shortly. But it's just good to note that students aren't restricted to our allergen stations that we have on campus, but I look at it as we do have these 2 options that serve completely different menu items, so you don't feel completely limited if you don't feel comfortable dining outside of those options. But at these 2 stations, we avoid cooking and prepping with the big 8 allergens, which are right there on the screen for you, as well as gluten. Celiac disease, gluten intolerances, they're on the rise and only growing with the food allergies. So we really try to be aware and make sure we have accommodations for all of those students. So we'll start at Holly Point Commons. If you've been in there, if you dined in, this is a picture of the station grate, which is our first allergen station. It's a separate kitchen space. It's small compared to the one located in the marketplace, which I'll show you soon. But we have designated equipment and utensils at this station. And when we're in full capacity, we have the bread bin out with Udi's products such as breads, bagels, cookies. We also offer gluten-free pasta and pizza upon request. We have a program called Chat Back where students can text in to say, hey, it's Melissa. I met with your dietitian. I have celiacs. I want a gluten-free pizza. I'll be dining in at 1. Can I have that ready? And that way, when you come in and you swipe, we have that pizza ready to go. So you don't have to wait when you come to dine in. So that's just another additional thing that we offer that not every student knows about. So hopefully you can share this with your friends if you know someone or if it's yourself. I definitely encourage you to reach out so we can connect as well. One other thing to note with Grate, because it's in the dining hall, it does rotate. We run a 4-week cycle menu. So that means from lunch to dinner, the menu options will switch. And then after each week, we have the 4 weeks. So after week 4, we go back to week 1. We are in the process right now to plan for the fall semester. So we definitely make menu enhancements, menu revisions, and do change it seasonally. So again, that's why I tell students to reach out because we're always upgrading and changing our menus. The second allergen station, I don't want to say pre-pandemic, even going farther back to before Holly Point even existed, this was called Sprout. That was our only allergen station. That might be 3 years ago. Don't quote me on that. I think it was 3 years ago. Now it's called Bowl Life, and now it's part of our retail dining options. So this menu is stagnant, meaning it doesn't change every day, but we do have monthly specials that we call limited time offers. Just to name a few that we run at this station, we have bruschetta chicken. So it's chicken breast with some fresh bruschetta and a balsamic drizzle. Another one that we promoted, I think it's still running this month, is nachos with a no cheese sauce. Something that I found a recipe on. I've actually made it before, and I thought, what can you get at other stations? If you go to Sono, you can get nachos and cheese. It's a popular item. Why not bring that to Bowl Life as well? So again, Bowl Life and Grate as well are overall pretty healthy options just because of the fact that we have to use limited ingredients, but we still try to have some fun limited time offers. A year or so ago, we got in an allergen-friendly chicken tender. They were delicious, and the company that we got them from stopped making them, and I'm still working very hard to find an allergen-friendly chicken tender. So if anyone has any recommendations, please reach out. My issue has been soy. We have to avoid soy, and a lot of the chicken tenders that might be gluten-free, dairy-free, egg-free have that soy in there still. So again, just to give you an example of my role in the back of the house building the menus, what we try to do. All right. So if you don't know about Dine on Campus, this is an awesome resource. It is an app, and if you download it, you can view the menu options in advance for Holly Point. Marketplace is on there as well, more so for students that need to see additional ingredients. But with Holly Point, you want to know before you dine in. Again, Grubhub's now an option, so you can kind of see most of the menu. But if you still want that all you care to eat aspect, but want to know what options we have day after day for each meal, you can download this. And then what's nice is it gives you a breakdown of the nutrition, ingredients, and it also will label vegan, vegetarian, and avoiding gluten options. So I have an example right here, something that's on our menu on Sustainable Fish Fridays, a spicy pineapple salmon. It has a balanced logo on it, and I'll get to that soon on the next slide. Are You Balanced is actually a great program for students looking for healthy options, and they're hesitant on navigating and understanding, you're overwhelmed by all of the options available in the dining hall. I won't get too ahead of myself because that's on the next slide. So Dine on Campus, you can even, when you navigate it, you can filter, I'm vegetarian. I only want to see what vegetarian options they have today for dinner. You have that capability. So again, you download the app. It's also a website if you don't want to download the app. But when you download it, it'll ask what school you go to, and then you can always use that as a resource to look ahead. The entire menu's in there. So if you really plan ahead, you can look a week out to see what's on the menu next Thursday, just as an example. All right, so here's the Are You Balanced I was talking about. So this is another logo that is found on Dine on Campus. That's the logo on the right of the screen there for when you go to find the app. And then the balanced logo, so this logo identifies food options. It'll do protein, starches, vegetables that are limited in calories, fat, saturated fat, cholesterol, and sodium, making it a better for you option. Again, comparing it to certain things. Like an example might be, fried chicken versus a lean beef dish. Obviously we can say fried chicken's not going to be the healthy option. So sometimes you need to see that blue logo to be like, this is a good option for me today. I'm going to go with it. So again, making you feel more confident with your choices. This is another program that I'm in charge of because I need to guarantee that we do have nutritious options available. When I started here, again, going back a couple years, we didn't have the most nutritious options. I think mac and cheese was on the menu like 6 days out of the 7 days. And some students love that, don't get me wrong, but we need more variety, we need more balance. So I'm that advocate to say, nothing wrong with mac and cheese, it's delicious, but I don't want to eat it 5 or 6 days out of the week. And then what's also nice is, again, going back to using Dine on Campus, it can help you keep track of your calories if that's important to you. Again, not for everyone, but it is a really handy app to have. So now we're tackling Grubhub, and my role with this is to make sure students, again, with dietary needs feel comfortable making options. Again, I always encourage students to reach out to me so we can sit down together and have that one-on-one conversation. But if you can look, for example, under the grilled flatbreads, on there, it'll say, here's the calories, here's the description, and then it says contains dairy, wheat, and soy. I'm in charge of making sure that information is available. If you go to the next flatbread where it says Santa Fe, there's actually a little circle with a D in it, indicating it contains dairy. This is a newer part of Grubhub that we're still in the middle of working with them on. It's supposed to be a little more eye appealing instead of seeing all those words, contains dairy, wheat, soy. So we're working to have more of those labels available right at the top next to the calories. So if you're a student on campus and will be here in the next semester or so, really, really pushing for that to happen. But again, it's important to have that transparency with students so that you do feel comfortable eating on campus, no matter what your dietary need is. And then the last part about accommodations is students with religious needs or preferences. We do encourage you to reach out to me as well so we can see what your request is, what we do have available for you on campus. Currently, we do offer certified kosher meals. These are available at a Holly Point. Same situation with the gluten-free pizza and pastas I spoke about earlier. Students can text in through chat back to say, what kosher meals do you have available? We get back to them, let them know, and then they can come pick it up or come dine in, and we have it heated up and ready for them. Another additional part to our accommodations are the sick meals. There is a program in place that if a student is too sick to come to the dining hall, you don't want to leave your room. This is aside from COVID. There's a whole nother program that we do for students during the pandemic. But say you just, you're really not feeling well, you don't want to get out of bed, we can actually connect one-on-one via phone, via email, and get your meal together. And then typically you would have your RA come to the dining hall to pick up your meal and deliver it to your door for you. So again, not something we've actually had to do recently, but I've certainly had to work with students in the past to make sure that they're not missing a meal, because that's very important to us. We don't want you to go hungry even if you're sick. All right, so now we get to the fun part, in my opinion. And then after I get through this, we can have questions. I'd be happy to discuss with anyone. But for wellness programming, there's 3 core parts to our wellness programming. They're right across the top there: teaching kitchens, weekly chat and choose, and superfoods. Really try to engage with students on a weekly basis, but to do so, we have to make sure there's a lot more than just those weekly events. So to give you an example, the weekly events that we do on campus are called Chat and Chew. Maybe you've heard of it, maybe you haven't. Pre-pandemic, this was a tabling event in either the marketplace, in the student center. Occasionally, I might have been at Robinson or the science hall. And I also have dietetic interns who work with me if they're in the health and exercise department and get accepted into the coordinated program. They complete hour shadowing and precepting under me. So these are interns from previous years. And just to give you an idea of some topics, could be the superfood of the month that they're doing a tabling event on and handing out samples of tomatoes. Pre-post workout nutrition, I've collaborated with the rec center, and we've been able to have a table in there to actually get the athletes and students that are physically active to understand proper nutrition. Vegan, vegetarian protein sources is something we highlight every year. Again, more superfoods and the importance of breakfast. So this is the typical chat and chew, how it takes place, but I got to keep in mind, since we had to go virtual, it's been great still being able to have interns work with me, because a lot of the chat and chews have been posted on our Instagram to still engage. We obviously engage with more students virtually than in person, given just the amount of foot traffic versus everyone's on their phones, everyone's on social media. So it's been great. Just to give you some examples of the virtual events, vegan and vegetarian nutrition, again, that was from this year. Importance of breakfast, superfood yogurt, and then pre and post workout nutrition. So, we took those tabling events and then still are able to offer it virtually. Typically it's a video, could be about a minute long, an educational video, and then we do an Instagram story to engage and kind of quiz those that participate. So moving away from the weekly events, something that we offer and promote monthly are superfoods. So these are foods that have health benefits beyond their basic nutrition content. So just to give you some examples, these are actually not the upcoming superfoods for the fall 21. For example, September, we're doing tomatoes. October, we're doing pumpkin. November is going to be cranberries, and December's dark chocolate. We just declared those, so I wasn't able to update this for next year. But with the superfoods, they're highlighted mostly in the dining hall. So when you walk in, if you look to the right, there's like this gold wall. That's like the superfood wall. And you'll see a poster there. You'll see some did you know information. And then sometimes we'll have food samples. We'll do flavored waters if it goes with the superfood. So we try to have fun with it, but you'll also see across the entire campus limited time offers or monthly specials that incorporate the superfood. So really trying to get that message out there more than just having a post-it. We want to take the program and really invest it into what we're doing. And then the last big program piece that I wanted to talk about was the teaching kitchen. This is a fun hands-on cooking class. Currently, it's been virtual, so it hasn't been as exciting because we can't see the students in person and working with them. But this was one of our favorites that we did in Holly Point. It was a spicy salmon with an avocado salsa. As you can see, this was a photo afterwards, so no one got hurt or injured. Everyone had a great time. But currently, we're just recording them and posting them for students to view. Hoping for an in-person fall with a lot of our events. Some examples of future teaching kitchens will be cinnamon apple energy bites, allergen-friendly pumpkin cookies, and something new that I'm really excited that our company posted about is called charcuteries. So that's, again, another hot trend that we're gonna jump on that bandwagon and promote and have students participate. So a typical teaching kitchen is in person. We typically have 12 spots. So Chef John, the executive chef, he's in the back there with the black hat on. Between myself and him, we will host these events, try to get student participation, and they follow along with instruction, and then they have the meal or snack there to enjoy once they complete the cooking demonstration. So it really is a lot of fun. We try to get recommendations on times. Sometimes we do it in the afternoon. We've done them later in the day as well, depending on schedules. But this will typically take place in Holly Point. So again, just to give you another idea, something you haven't heard of. It's a great event. It's a lot of fun, and it's fun to do with your friends as well. So I am actually gonna leave it at that. I thank you all so much for joining. I know this session, I think, goes till about 1:30, so I do expect any questions. Please feel free to unmute yourself or put questions in the chat. I haven't had that open, so Melanie, I don't know if anyone's said anything question-wise, but thank you all so much, and I put my contact information there as well.
Great. Thank you, Melissa. That was very, very helpful. There were some things that I learned also that I didn't know. That
Awesome.
that chat is something that I didn't know that I think, yeah, a lot of students.
Let me put that in the chat just so everyone has that number as well. Let me see. I'll stop sharing, and I'm just going to put that number in the chat so you do have that. But I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just mentioning, like, I was unaware of that, and yes, thank you so much for everything that you do for the students. A lot of accommodations that I wasn't aware of, so I'll be sure to get the word out as well.
I know. Thank you so much. And I just want to mention about the chat back. It actually is anonymous until you declare, you know, hey, it's Melissa, but it will continue a thread. So if you continue to chat back, I mean, it's for questions, concerns, dietary accommodations. But again, it'll show your questions from previous times. But it is just a really good, easy way to contact us.
I'm also going to put in the chat the website for the Rowan Thrive site. So if anyone is interested in learning more about the various dimensions of well-being on campus, program services that we offer, the link is there as well.
Awesome. So yeah, if anyone has a question, please unmute yourself or use the chat if you're more comfortable. It's been really nice speaking with all of you. And like I said, I hope you receive something new from this conversation, and don't hesitate to reach out if you ever need anything.
All right, doesn't look like we have any questions coming in. So thank you all for coming. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you.